So it all boils down to this, folks. The biggest, most important game of the Champions League is match number 6 of the group stages. Which teams will go through? Which teams will go home? We're going to take a little look next. Today we're taking a look at match number 6, of course, in the Champions League, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button back to all things Champions League related, Black and Rose related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys, under one rooski. Some clubs are really through. They're taking it easy, but some clubs have got it all to do, including can Man United somehow mathematically beat Bayern and get themselves through. We'll break down the numbers in just a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, make sure you subscribe. Of course, a whopping 78% of you are unsubscribed, and make sure you smash the like. Of course, it does yourself a monster boost. It gets you all the Champions League content you like. It gets you content from me if you like it, all that kind of good stuff. So please do yourselves a favor and smash the old buttons. Alrighty then, here we go. Last time around, we're going to recap those results and of course see how you and I got on in the prediction league. So let's recap them, starting with this one here. Shakhtar Donetsk against Antwerp, 1-0 win it was, a 2-1 win in my eyes, ain't too shabby there. Meanwhile, Lazio, 2-0 win over Celtic. I got the one spot on, I believe, on that one. And yeah, moving on. Meanwhile, Barcelona 2-1 win over Porto, 3-1 win in my eyes, ain't too shabby. Young Boys burnt 2-0 win over Red Star, good result for the Swiss there. I went with a 0-0 draw myself. Man City 3-2 winners over Leipzig. I went with a 3-0 win as well. Meanwhile, Dortmund 3-1 away win over Milan to put them in the driving seat over in their respect the group of death. Meanwhile, PSG left it late. Drew against Newcastle. I went with a 2-2 win for Paris Saint-Germain. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid 3-1 away win against Feyenoord. I went with a 2-1 win. PSV 3-2 winners over Sevilla. I went with a 0-0 draw on that one. United 3-3 draw against Galatasaray. I gave them the credit here, United 2-1 win, but they absolutely shit the bed on that one. Meanwhile, of course, Sociedad with a 0-0 draw against Salzburg. I went with the 1-0 win. Benfica 3-3 draw against Inter. I went with the 2-0 away win there. Braga 1-1 draw against Union Berlin. Got that one spot on the nose. Meanwhile, Real Madrid 4-2 win over Napoli. I went with the 2-0 win. Arsenal 3-0 win was my pick against Lens. 6-0 win it was. And I played my booster on this one. Bayern against Copenhagen 0-0. Final score 4-0 win in my eyes, of course. And we'll see what that does to the table in a second. Let's take a little look at our own little table right here, right now, which I'm not doing that well on. But of course, Blastus with 56 points there, tops the charts this past week. So 826 with 48. Amolina at 47, or Emelinda at 47 right there. Of course, I'm down into 10th spot this past week. Not great, but not terrible. We've done better. Pim Predict, so that's a blast on the pass right there. The overall table looks like this. Nico ZT with 254, 37 with 252, Maka 251 in a very, very tight race for gold. I'm all the way down here, 207. I need snookers really to get myself up there, but we're going to give it our best shot, of course, in match number 6 and see if we can get it on. So let's do the math here, of course, as we see it right here, right now. We're looking at Bayern, top of the charts. They are through, comfortably done. Might even take it easy on Manchester United against Copenhagen, who are in second spot as of right now. And Copenhagen and Galatasaray do lock horns. A win for either side, Copenhagen or Galatasaray, will eliminate Manchester United. A draw, though, then gives Manchester United the sliver of a hope to get out of it. They need to beat Bayern and hope Copenhagen Galatasaray draw. Stranger things have happened, but realistically, they're planning on life in the Europa League, I would imagine. Arsenal are through, comfortably done against in Group B, PSV, just about there as well. Still could mathematically fall out of it at the expense of Lens. Sevilla, absolute shit show. Meanwhile, Group C sees Real Madrid, again, 5 for 5, looking A-OK. Napoli, still got a bit of work to do in Group C to join them. Union Berlin had an absolute nightmare, both in Europe and domestically. Meanwhile, Group D sees Sociedad, International. They are both through, comfortably done. Salzburg look like they've guaranteed themselves at least bronze in that group. Atletico Madrid and Lazio also through in Group E. Feyenoord will get bronze in that one. Celtic are going home. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter what happens. Even if they won 25,000-0, they would still crash out. Meanwhile, Dortmund are top in Group F. The Geordies, realistically, I think, who they got? We're gonna look at it in a minute here. They do have AC Milan, of course, so they need to beat them. They need to beat those, which would put them. Where are you? Which will put them on 8 points and eliminate Milan, of course. But then Dortmund need to beat PSG, or Dortmund need to avoid defeat to PSG to give the Geordies a chance. So there is a little bit of more hope for Newcastle to go through. City are there, comfortably done. Leipzig are there. They're going to join them. Young Boys will settle for a bronze. It looks like Barcelona are there as well. I think there is still mathematical possibility unless these two are playing, which there could be. It could be well be playing, but realistically, Barcelona are there. Let's go into it then. Of course, take a look at the next round of games and, of course, get our predictions locked in the bank then, shall we? Let's jump into the deep end. PSV against Arsenal. Early kickoff on the Tuesday, December the 12th. Now, these two sides have played each other 8 times in 2002. We've got 2 wins for PSV, 3 for Arsenal, and 3 draws, of course. PSV, though, 83% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat. The past 6, they are second with 8 points on the board. Up against Arsenal, 100% form for them. They are top with 12 points. The previous match was a 4-0 win for Arsenal. That was back in September 2023. The last time they played each other, though, in the Dutchlands, it was a 2-0 win for PSV back in October 2022 in the Europa League. Arsenal on the back of a 4-3 win over Luton. Of course, they're in action this week against Aston Villa. Big week as well. Eindhoven, 2-0 winners over Heerenveen most recently. They're taking on, of course, I don't know who they're playing on this weekend. Anyway, the odds here, we have 6-4 is your PSV, 8-5 is your Arsenal, 5-2 is the draw. Going to go with a draw here. I think Arsenal don't really give a 2 shits right now. I think they're good, and they'll probably take it easy. Ramsdale might even play. We'll see about that. Meanwhile, Lens up against Sevilla, as of course a bit of a battle for pride here over in Group B. Played just the one time, of course. Lens, though, just 1 defeat the past 4, 58% form for them right now. They are third with 5 points on the board. Up against Sevilla, who are 33% form for them right now. Just 1 win in 6. They are fourth. And, of course, have been woeful this year as well. Draw it was back in Spain, back in September, in matchday number 1 for these two guys here. Lens on the back of a 3-2 win over Lyon. Big win that was over in the league. And Sevilla with a 2-0 win over Atletico Astorga in the Copa del Rey in Spain. The odds here for this one, though, we're looking at Lens 21-20 for the Richie, 13-5 is draw, 12-5 is your away win. We're gonna go 2-1 win because Sevilla are that shite at the moment. Meanwhile, Salzburg up against Benfica, coming at you early kickoff as well over in Group D. Now these two sides have played each other just the one time. We'll talk about that shortly. Salzburg, of course, with Gerhard Struber, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat the past 6. They are third with 4 points on the board. Up against Benfica, who are fourth with just 1 point. Bit of a disappointment this year over in the Champions League. 67% form for them. Unbeaten in the last 4 though, heading into this. Last time around though, over in Portugal was a 2-0 win for Salzburg back in September 2023. Salzburg on the back of a 1-0 win over Wolfsberger in the Austrian Bundesliga. Back-to-back clean sheets for them heading into this. Though Benfica 0-0 draw against Moreirense in the Portuguese top flight. The odds though for this one, we're looking at Salzburg 7-4 for the Rookie, 7-5 is your Benfica, 13-5 is your draw. Let's go for it, eh? Let's go for it. Win to be in. 2-0 win for Salzburg. Shocker Rooney. Benfica have been dire. International against Real Sociedad coming at you at the Giuseppe Meazza this week, of course, over in Group D. Now, the Inter coming into on 83% form for them right now. Haven't lost in the last 12 games. They are second with 11 points on the board. Up against Real Sociedad, who are top, probably mathematically, on goal difference. 83% form for them as well. Real Sociedad haven't lost in the last 6 matches heading into. So the previous match was the 1-1 draw in Spain. Inter, though, 3-0 winners over Napoli most recently, and, of course, on a good bit of form at the moment. Meanwhile, Real Sociedad with just a 1-0 win over Andrax in the Copa del Rey most recently as well. But the odds right here right now, we're looking at Inter 13-8 on for the victory, 50-4 is the away win, and 10-3 is draw. I think they will go for this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Inter. You could just play it out, but really you want to win top in your group if you still got the chance. So I think Inter will go and go for broke, 2-1 win. Get the win as well. Meanwhile, Union Berlin up against Real Madrid, of course, over in Group C at the Alten Fosterei, of course. Union Berlin, woeful form right now, 25% form for them right now without a win in the last 16 games. They are fourth with 2 points on the board. Up against Real Madrid, 92% form for them, winning 5 on the bounce. Top of the table with 15 points on the board as well. Previous match was the 1-0 win over in Spain. That was back in match number 1 in September. Union Berlin last match was the 1-1 draw against Braga. Was that a friendly? Or what is no? That was the last match. Was a 1-1 draw. They've had a postponement because of snow or something. Real Madrid last match was a 2-0 win over Granada back in the 2nd of December. The odds though for this one, Union Berlin 3-1 for the victory, 5-4 on is your Real Madrid, 14-5 is the draw. Let's go with it. Let's go 2-0 win. 2-0 win in the end. I said 2-0 win, you cheating buggers right there. Oh, they try to scamp me out some points there. Napoli, though, take on Braga in the same group here over in Group C. Played each other twice, these two sides. We'll talk about that shortly. Napoli, though, just 1 win in 5 under Materazzi. Second of the day was 7 points on the board. Up against Braga, 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat at the past 6 heading into this. Previous match was a 2-win for Napoli in Portugal back in September 2023. That was match number 1. Napoli's last match was against Inter when they lost 3-0 there. Meanwhile, Braga with a big 3-1 win over Estoril in their Portuguese top flight. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at Napoli 20-9 on for the victory, 15-4 is a draw, 5-1 is your long shots. Let's just go 2-0. Yeah, popular vote on this one. Meanwhile, we're kicking on forward to the later games, of course, and we're starting with Copenhagen. They're up against Are we looking at the later games? No, we're not. We're still Tuesday's games. Sorry, my bad. Played each other 4 times up against Galatasaray. Played each other 4 times since 2003. 1 win for Copenhagen, 2 for Galatasaray, and 1 draw. Copenhagen, though, without a win in 5. 33% form for them right now. They are second with 5 points on the board. Up against Galatasaray, 3 wins, 3 games unbeaten at the moment. 58% form for them heading into this. Both sides still have a chance to qualify as runners-up. Last time around, though, over was in Turkey. It was a 2-2 draw back in matchday number 1. Previously, they'll have played each other in Denmark. It was a 1-0 win for Copenhagen back in November 2013. Goodness gracious me. The Danes lost this past week against Silkeborg. 2-0 loss there. They're on the back-to-back losses for them. Meanwhile, Galatasaray with a 2-0 win over Pelikspor in the Superliga over in Turkey. The odds here, 17-10 is your Copenhagen. 13-10 is the away win. 14-5 is the draw. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to go with the popular vote. It could be a draw, which will, of course, open up a chance for United. Meanwhile, Man United do take on Bayern on Tuesday. A big game, this one. They have to win this one. 8 times they played each other since 2004, and Man United have only just won once. 6 wins for Bayern and 1 draw, of course. Man United just 1 defeat past 5, 58% form for them right now. They are 4th with 4 points on the board. Up against Bayern, unbeaten in the last 5, 75% form for them right now. They are top with 13 points on the board. The previous match was a 4-3 win. Goal fest it was back in September 2023. Can United at least get anywhere near those sort of levels? The previous match at Old Trafford was a 1-1 draw back in April 2014. It was the quarterfinal stage, which of course Bayern eventually came through. None the same. The odds though for this one, we're looking at United 6-4 for the victory. 6-4 is your Bayern. 11-4 is your draw. Let's give them some hope. 2-1 win, which will not be enough because of this game right here. Galatasaray will see Bayern crash out at this stage. Then we go on to Wednesday's games. December the 13th is Red Star. It's Man City. It's at the Stadium Ratko Mitic, of course. Played just the one time. We'll talk about that shortly. Red Star coming to this on 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 5. They are 4th in the table with just 1 point. Up against Man City, of course, top with 15 points, looking A-OK, qualified already. Just 1 win, though, in 5, though, for City. Of course, difficult run of games domestically. Previous match was a 3-1 win for City. That was at the Etihad back in September in matchday number 1. Red Star on the back of a final win over Redeknikni in their cup round of 16. Of course, City with a 1-0 loss to Villa in a very, very good match that was. Meanwhile, City 10-3 on for the victory. They are red hot favourites. 30-2 is your Red Star. 11-2 is your away win. Of course, it's going to be a win for City. Comfortably done. You're going to go through perfect. And of course, we'll look forward to them in the knockout stages. Leipzig will join them. Take on Young Boys Bern, though, coming at you at the Red Bull Arena. Played each other just the one time. Leipzig, though, 50% form for them right now. 1-3 and lost 3. They are second with 9 points on the board, but have won the previous 4 matches at home in a row. Young Boys Bern, unbeaten in the last 3. Just 1 defeat in the last 5. 58% form for them right now. They are third. 4 points on the board, trying to keep themselves in the Europa League spot at the very least. 3-1 win it was for Leipzig last round in Switzerland back in September 2023. Leipzig with a 2-1 win over Heidenheim in the Bundesliga most recently. Young Boys with a 1-1 win over Luzern as we head into this week ends matches or week's matches. The odds here, 3-1 on is your Leipzig, 92 is your draw, 6-1 is your long shots. Of course, it will be a home win. Go with the popular vote. 24% of the popular vote going with a 2-0 win, and I'm going with them as well. Antwerp against Belgium, of course, is as I predicted in Group H. Barcelona should walk this one against the Belgians of Royal Antwerp. Play just the one time. Antwerp, though, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat of the last 5. 4th in the table with 0 points on the board. Up against Barcelona. Again, I think they are there qualified now because the other 2 are going to play each other. Both sides cannot win. So Barcelona will be through easily. 1 defeat the past 6 for them, 75% form for them. Heading into this previous match was a 5-0 win for Barcelona in Spain. Antwerp on the back of a 5-2 win over Charleroi in the Belgian Cup there. Meanwhile, Barcelona with a 1-0 win over Atletico earlier in the week in La Liga. Of course, the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Antwerp 6-1 for the victory, 11-4 on Barcelona, 17-4 is draw. Don't matter who plays, I do think Barcelona will come out top. We're going with a 3-1 win. And I might even play my booster on that one. Where's the Man City game? I'm going to play and be safe with that one. Meanwhile, Porto against Shakhtar Donetsk, of course, coming at you in Portugal. Now, these 2 sides have played each other 5 times in 2011. 3 wins for Porto, nothing for Shakhtar. 2 draws, of course. Porto, though, just won 2 defeats in the last 6. 6% for them right now. They are second with 9 points on the board. Up against Shakhtar, of course, just 1 defeat in the past 6. 75% form for them right now. They are third with 9 points, of course, over in Group H. Both sides locking horns, win to stay in, basically, like I said in the intro. 3-1 win it was last time around for Shakhtar when they were hosts back in September 2023. Porto, though, last time they played each other in Portugal, it was a 1-1 draw back in December 2014. What would that do? A draw in this scenario would see Shakhtar go out, Porto go through. 20-9 on is, of course, your Porto here. 10-3 is the draw. 11-2 is your away win. We are going with Porto. 2-0 win for them. It will be enough Of course, a draw or more is enough. Then we go on to a bit of a zinger. It's the Geordies. It is, of course, PSG. All eyes on this one. Of course, come at you from St. James's Park. Been a bit of a rough ride of it for Newcastle recently. 42% form for them right now. Just 2 wins the last 6. They are third with 5 points on the board. Up against Milan, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 5. Fourth in the table with 5 points on the board. Of course, basically both sides trying to squeak in there at the expense of PSG. Of course, previous match was a 0-0 draw. That was in Milan. That was back in match number 1 in September. Newcastle on the back of a 3-0 loss to Everton, taking on Spurs this weekend. Difficult game. Meanwhile, Milan 3-1 win over Frosinone, taking on Atalanta this weekend. The odds, though, for this one, we're looking at Newcastle 4-3 on for the victory, 3-1 draw, 10-3 is your way. And I do think the Geordies will win this one. It might not be pretty, but it might be enough. 2-1 win for them. And, of course, it will all go down to Dortmund against PSG, of course, in Dortmund. So good chance for them. And, of course, I'd love to see the Germans really raise their game against the heavyweights such as PSG. Played the 5 times 2010, 1 win for Dortmund, 2 for PSG, 2 draws, of course. Dortmund, no, 58% form for them right now. 2 defeats in the last 6. They are top with 10 points up against PSG, who are second with 7 points. And a win for PSG over Dortmund could see them leapfrog them. And again, that is what you want. You want to top the group. So I expect PSG to challenge. I expect Dortmund to raise up their game and not roll over just because they've qualified. But a defeat doesn't really matter for Dortmund. They are through. But I'm sure they want a more favourable tie to get them further in the competition. Anyway, 75% form for PSG. Previous match was a 2-0 win for PSG in Paris back in September 2023. The last time they played each other in Dortmund was in the round of 16 in 2020. Dortmund came out on top with a 2-1 win. In fact, back-to-back games for Dortmund over PSG, they come out without a loss. So good optimism there for the Geordies. They've got to win and hope for the best. Meanwhile, the odds here, 14-5 is your Dortmund, for 11-4 is your draw, 2017 on is your PSG. I'm going with a draw here. That's right. I don't know what that does. I don't know if that's good enough or bad enough. Of course, get your calculators out. You let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, we move on to the final couple here. Dead rubber here. Celtic against Feyenoord. Of course, it's dead rubber for Celtic for sure. Played each other twice for these two sides. Celtic, though, just 1 defeat past 5. 58% form for them right now. 4th in the table with 1 point on the board. Up against Feyenoord, 50% form for them right now. 3 wins and 3 defeats in the last 6. They are third with 6 points on the board. The previous match was the 2-0 win for Feyenoord back in September 2023. Of course, Celtic with a 4-1 win over Hibs most recently. Feyenoord with a 3-1 win over Volendam. The odds here, though, 21-10 for the victory. 5-2 is your draw. 65 is your away win. That's, of course, Feyenoord. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Celtic. Bit of pride on the line. And maybe, I don't know, they might have European... I don't think they have enough to even get that. And then wrapping up, it is Atletico. It is, of course, Lazio. And that's, of course, Camacho in Spain. Final game here, Matchday number 6. Played the 4 times, 2007, 3 for Atletico, nothing for Lazio, and 1 draw. Atletico, 1 defeat past 5, 67% form for them right now. They are top with 11 points up against Lazio. 3 wins on the spin, 75% form for them right now. They are second with 10 points on the board. The previous match was the 1-1 draw in Italy back in September 2023. The last time they played each other, though, in Spain, it was 1-1 win for Atletico, who won the previous couple. Of course, Atletico did lose to Barcelona most recently. Lazio with a 1-0 win over Genoa. 3 clean sheets on the spin for Sarri ball. But the odds here, we have Atletico 5-3 on for the victory. 60-5 is the draw. 70-4 is the away win here. I'm going ball draw here. That's right, Lazio's airtight defence will get my point, but it won't be enough to top the group. That, my friends, completes my pack. And, of course, don't forget to get your own picks in nice and early. Smash your like, smash your subscribe, smash the little bell. Your non-stop shop continues for the Champions League as we roll out of the old groups into the knockout stages. And we'll be back for, of course, updates whenever they come back. Until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up. Catch you later. Until then, we're done.